Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. I can't help but smile over this one. It's a bit of good news, I think. We'll see how it goes. But it's breaking news. I mean, I'm recording this and it is 11:55, getting nearly 12 o'clock. And this broke at 11:23. So it's only about half an hour ago. Don't know how I missed it. I should have done it previously. But anyway, there we go. So it is fairly sort of hot off the press news. But your friend and mine, the woman who every Thursday stands there in the Commons and hands Deirdre Brock a plate of very cold gruel, is going to be lined up, or is being lined up, to replace Rishi Sunak as Prime Minister. PM for PM. I think that's marvellous. I have a thing, as you know, for PM. And of course, Rishi is useless. He'll take his untaxed billions and sod off to America with his green card, never be seen again. And we will have someone who is a very good orator. If she can do to all of the others what she does on a weekly basis to poor old Deirdre, I think the Commons could be a much livelier place. Who'd have thought it? This is straight out of the blue. Now, I have been saying for some time, I think they need to ditch Rishi and get Penny in if they want to save themselves. And yet again, it's come to pass. I am really good. Anyway, here goes. Now, I would ask if you do please hit the subscribe button. I'm going to say, I think I've bloody well earned it. I was right on so many things. I mean, I can't get over how all my predictions are coming true. I was right about council tax. I was right about the election results. And now, after saying several times, both last week and yesterday, I said that they need to ditch Rishi and get Penny in to be PM if they want to have any chance of saving themselves. And then this breaks. I don't know what this is. Is it just today? Am I just having a golden period where everything I say comes to pass? Because if that's the case, let me think of 6 random lottery numbers and run out and buy a ticket. Because it seems to be going my way. It's very good. It's very weird. It's very worrying because after all this lot, you're thinking, what the hell is going to go wrong? Anyway, Penny Mordaunt lined up to replace Rishi Sunak as the Prime Minister in a US-inspired coup plot. I do hope so. I like Penny in every possible considerable way. Details of the contact with Britain have emerged. The planned contract with Britain have emerged just days after veteran Tory Sir Simon Clarke called for Sunak to step down to avoid a massacre at the general election. It will be a blue massacre. The streets will be running blue blood. It really will. Rishi Sunak is facing reports of a coup to oust him as PM and avoid a likely hammering for the UK Conservatives in the upcoming general election. The contract with Britain plan would see Penny Mordaunt installed in number 10, committing to an election after 100 days, with Tory insiders convinced that she stands a better chance of stopping a Labour victory. Insiders have described the radical move as the only possible game changer. I have been saying this. Go back. I promise you, go back and look at my videos, and this is what I said. They need to start phoning me up. The bloody all these political parties need to start phoning me up and telling me, asking me, "Oh, wise one, what will happen?" And I will tell them, and lo, it shall come to pass. I am that bloody good. It's amazing, isn't it? How are all these things happening? Anyway, the plan was revealed by veteran Westminster reporter Christopher Hope, now head of politics with GB News. It is said to be based on the contract with America that helped the Republicans seize Congress for the first time in 40 years during Bill Clinton's first term as US President. Revealing the plot on the channel on Thursday night, Patrick Christie said Penny Mordaunt, the leader of the House of Commons, would be installed as Prime Minister with a commitment to an election after just 100 days. Apparently, Labour fear Penny Mordaunt more than they fear Mr Sunak. Nobody fears Sunak because he's a loser. He might be a very rich loser, but a loser nonetheless. He's not someone who's going to grab the vote. Now, I'm sure there's nothing personally wrong with him, but being where he is, he has got no grounding in the lives of normal people. Penny, she used to be the magician's apprentice. She was the girl that would go in the box and get cut out and all that sort of thing. She used to wear those clothes and go, da-da. That was her. She worked the Northern Club circuit, lass. You know, she was around. She's done their things, you know. She knows real people. He doesn't. Must be a billionaire non-taxpayer, foreign green card. He can sod off. What does he know? He's never had to pay the bills. Doesn't know the price of a tin of beans, does he? Anyway, according to the Hope's report, Tory MPs clearly think they can draw inspiration from the contract with America unveiled 6 weeks before the 1994 congressional elections by Republican Congressman Newt Gingrich. I actually remember that happening. I have somewhere, and I will dig it out and I'll show you. I'll take a picture up of it. I've got a letter from Bill Clinton, signed, all that, wishing me well, very nice. And that's there. I got a letter from Boris. I got a letter from Tony Benn. I was getting one from Thatcher, but apparently that didn't happen. She died instead. Surely, I'm sure they're not related. But yeah, I just had a phase of getting letters from people. It was nice, but that is the star of the show, though. Letter from the president. Anyway, he said the plan was being circulated. This is the plan to get Penny in, apart from my little very interesting tangent, I'm sure. But anyway, get back to Penny. He said the plan was being circulated in a WhatsApp message. Don't delete it now. Although he admits the chances of this happening are remote. He says there's no suggestion that Mordaunt has any idea of the contract with Britain plan. I bet you she does. I bet you she is well involved. She wants that job. That's why she's up there every week, pushing. She is pushing everything. She's got 250,000 followers on Twitter. She's got on all these X. It's still Twitter. Anyway, she got 250,000 of them. You know, there's a lot of people who support Penny, and getting her in is the only way the Tories will do it. I think this is a goer. I don't think that this is just a rumour. I think they're announcing it as a rumour. They're testing the water, but I think this is real. Anyway, he says it's an indication of the desperation some Conservatives feels at the inability of Sunak to lift the party standing in the polls, because nobody relates to him. It comes just days after veteran Tory MP and former Cabinet Minister Simon Clarke called for Mr Sunak to avoid a massacre at the polls. The Tories are facing 2 by-elections in England next month, in Kingswood and Wellingborough. The Wellingborough is next door to me. That will be interesting. It's a predominantly Tory area, although Wellingborough itself is like Labour area and it's a town and it's a bit down market, let's just say, and keep it polite. It's surrounded in there with the Greenfield Tory heartlands kind of thing, and they tend to vote Tory. But even if they vote Tory and they keep Tories in, it's the same as anything. It's the swing, and the swing will be truly indicative. That's if they keep it. If it goes to Labour, then the Tories are finished. I mean, literally, that's them. They could be down, so down, double figures. If the Tories lose Wellingborough, it could be double figures. Anyway, hitting back. The other thing is, if they lose it, that'll be the coup. That's when this will kick in. If they lose Wellingborough, that's when it kicks in. Anyway, hitting back at Sir Simon in the Commons on Tuesday, Miss Mordaunt launched a staunch defence of her boss and says, doesn't just get Britain, he represents the best of Great Britain, she said. Well, she has to say these things. She needs to keep high. She doesn't want to be rotated out of cabinet, put it that way. So she has to show some kind of support, but you can guarantee she wants this job. They all do. It's the one job you can't get fired from. It's the one job where you don't get sent to Northern Ireland office. It's the one job where you don't have to do anything. You delegate everything. You are the boss, and they all want it. They're all climbing up the greasy pole, slitting the throats of the guy above them to throw them down to the wolves. It is a melee, and Penny will do it. If she gets offered it, she will snatch it. Anyway, Mr. Hope writes, this is what my WhatsApp message is so interesting. Don't be fooled by anyone dismissing Clarke's intervention. He says, behind closed doors, some Tory MPs are considering ditching Sunak now, and for them that could be the new contract with Britain is the way for them to take the fight to Labour. And if he loses these elections next month, he's done, he's dusted, and that, ladies and gentlemen, will be your new Prime Minister. And that'll be the 4th female Prime Minister the Tories have had, and Labour have had none. And Labour say they're the party for equality, and they're the party that represent women. No, don't think so. Anyway, I'm coming up. We'll round this off, and I'm looking forward to it. God, I can't wait for those elections. Wellingborough's going to be tough. If they lose that, Sunak is finished. Anyway, coming up. If somebody asks her do you have ambitions to become Prime Minister? And she says, I have not given it any thought. My ambitions do not lie yet in that direction, or anything like that. And that's the usual politician answer is, if they can't say no, they mean yes. And if you asked her, do you want to be Prime Minister, and she doesn't immediately say no, then the answer is, yes, she bloody well does. They all do. It is the top job. You are the king, effectively, aren't you? You get to make all the decisions. You get to say how many sugars they have in their tea. It is the job they all want. And Penny definitely wants it. But I think she would be cracking as Prime Minister. Nice to have a bit of totty PM. Anyway, I shall stop there. Thank you very much for watching. Do please hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment. Please share the video. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, and I will speak to you later.